Hello, I'm Mandy Baldwin, consultant trichologist, which means I specialise in hair loss and scalp problems. But today I'd like to introduce you to ColourB4. ColourB4 comes in two strengths, extra and regular. A product that you can use at home and bring the salon to your home. A really simple procedure. So here I have my model Demi. Demi has a build-up of colour on her hair. I've seen her pink, blue and blonde, and if we talk about maybe just the last year in general, Demi has had highlights on her hair which have grown out to around about mid-length. Now since then Demi has used a Weller colour. The Weller colour was originally, she used a 6.0, which is considered a dark blonde. And then she decided she wanted to go darker, so she had another colour over the top of that colour, which was more of a mid sort of brown, which in the hair world we call a 5-0. We like to call it tint, but you know, it's obviously well known as hair dye. Now what we've got to do today is remove this colour. Now we're not just removing one layer, we've got two layers of colour. Underneath that colour we've got bleached hair on the ends, and we've got her original virgin hair. Now when we're removing colour, what we've got to actually do is shrink the molecules so small that they can fall away from the hair. Now in the past, hairdressers have used bleach, and the public in general, everyone has used bleach on the hair to strip out the colour. It was the only way you could remove colour, was by stripping it. And what we don't want to do is do that sort of damage. As a trichologist, it's important to me that we don't damage hair. So I don't want to use anything strong such as a bleach. So I am going to use something much more gentle, something that will just shrink down these colour molecules that Demi has in her hair so that they can fall out more naturally. But in this case it's a little bit more difficult because we have her own virgin hair underneath this colour and we have bleach on her ends. Now Demi's original colour on the ends have been destroyed by the bleach, because what bleaching does, it actually goes into the natural melanin pigments and it actually starts to break down that pigment. So her original colour has gone. Her virgin hair at the top still contains its natural pigment because they've not been destroyed. Then obviously she's then gone to the 6-0 and she's gone a nice dark blonde shade. On top of that, as we say, she's gone for the darker shade, the Weller 5-0. Now, when we're removing it, it's going to be quite simple to remove this top hair and get it back to her natural colour. So this is a really simple product to use. But what we've got to allow for is that this hair is going to be more porous because of the bleach, and it would have grabbed that product more. So what we need to do is apply the product just on those ends first to give them a head start. So we'll probably give this maybe 10 minutes, have a look, and if we maybe need to go a little bit longer, we may go to 20 minutes to give it a head start, and then we will put the product through the remaining hair. Now what happens in permanent hair dye, because we're talking about permanent hair dye now, it's different to semis and temporaries. With permanent hair dye, the molecules are really, really tiny. So what we've got is a synthetic pigment, which is a really, really tiny, tiny pigment that actually has the ability to go into the outer cuticle of the hair, get right into the cortex to colour it. But of course, naturally, that molecule, that pigment, would simply fall away again when you wash your hair. So in order for that pigment to stay, it's oxidised with peroxide. So what happens is you put the two bottles together when you're colouring your hair, you get your dye and you get your peroxide, you put them together and you put it on the hair. The dye pigments get into the actual hair, and then whilst they're in the actual hair, an oxidation process takes place and the molecule begins to swell. Now we call this our Alice in Wonderland effect. What happens is the molecules, like Alison, she goes into the door, she eats a little bit of cake and she becomes very large and she's trapped and can't get back out. Dye molecules are the same. They go into the cortex, that's then oxidised by this peroxide, and the molecules get so large that they can't actually escape and can't get back out. And that's what makes it permanent. Now in the past, what we've done to get rid of this when someone wants to go light again is we've had to strip it out using bleach, but that obviously then does damage because it will not only destroy the synthetic molecule, but it will actually destroy the natural pigment within our own hair. So we obviously don't want that. And as a trichologist, it's important to me that we don't damage hair. We've decided, can we not just get Alison to re-drink some elixir and shrink the molecule and let it get back out that way? And that's what we're going to do today. Now, because we have a build-up, we're going to use the extra strength today. Now, don't be surprised if sometimes you may need to use a second application. You can go up to 3 times. So in Demi's case, there's a possibility we're going to need to do this twice because of her ends. Now, if we find that this lifts up really, really beautifully, when we do the second application, we'll only apply it to the ends. We don't need to redo the roots. But if we find there's any remaining molecule, what we would do is we will remove that molecule by putting the product right the way through to the ends. So there are 3 elements to this. We're going to open the box, and within the box you'll find 3 bottles, bottle A, bottle B and bottle C. You will also find a pair of gloves. These are plastic gloves, as some people are allergic to latex. Michaela has applied her gloves and she's about to mix bottle A with bottle B. So we've now replaced the cap and she's just simply going to mix the 2 products together. So A is being mixed with B. We just need to mix this for around about 60 seconds. So at this point, if we just gently turn the lady round on her chair, in order that you can see what Michaela is about to do, she has sectioned the hair into 4 and she's about to start working from underneath the very first section at the bottom. And she's just gently starting to work this product through the hair, ensuring that the hair is well covered. So here you can see her now, she's taken down her next section and again just working from those mid-lengths through to the ends, ensuring that we have a really good coverage. Now at this point the colour before has been on for 10 minutes and I can already see that it's really starting to lift out this synthetic pigment. So we're going to start by going now from the roots through to the ends. Now normally you would just simply apply it straight forward from the roots through to the ends, but Demi is a special case because she has a build-up of colour and bleach that absorbed those synthetic molecules. So as you can see, Michaela is working that product through the hair. She's really combing it through, ensuring that she gets the product through from the roots through to the tips. Once we have got complete coverage and we are really sure that we're really happy that every hair is covered, we will apply the cling film. So at this point we've applied the cling film. This will trap in the actual body heat. What we don't need is a cold environment. We need you to keep the hair and the scalp nice and warm. This will help process and speed up the treatment. So the colour before has been on Demi's hair now for 60 minutes. We are going to start by rinsing this process off. We need to rinse for 5 minutes. At the end of this rinse, we need to apply the buffer and work it through like any regular shampoo, ensuring that we go from the roots through to the tips. Then we repeat the process of rinsing for a further 5 minutes. So again, we're going to apply the second buffer and we're going to apply this from the roots through to the tips, and again just use it like a regular shampoo. And finally we're going to finish with giving it a 5-minute rinse. So here it is, the end result. As we can see, all that dark synthetic pigment is removed and we are left with beautiful, shiny, healthy hair. I'm going to spin Demi round to show you the back. As we can see, the colour is beautiful from the roots through to the tips. Really even, shiny, healthy, a trichologist dream. What I haven't told you is Demi is actually one of my patients and has been for 2 years. I've been looking after her scalp problem. So what I'm pleased about with this product is so gentle that it's been absolutely excellent on her scalp. ColourB4. You too can have beautiful hair like this at home. Go to ColourB4.com.